Welcome back, guys and gals, to this beautiful evening here in Northern Ontario. Just got in from work, very relaxed, doing some crafting, and I thought I'd do a video. I was doing some wrapping, and I think it's a really useful thing to learn how to do if you're going to get into the survivalist way of life, and getting used to how to use your hands and cross-utilize things. Probably one of the most useful things to have on you all the time while you're in the bush. And there's just so many reasons. You can build nets with it, you can build shelters with it, you can build traps with it, you can take it apart and fish with it, you can make little lures out of it, fray it, make it puffy. You can wrap a wound. If you have a big wound and you got to wrap it, or you hurt yourself and you have to splint yourself, you can tie 2 branches around your leg or your arm to immobilize the break. So I mean, it's endless. I don't know how else to say it. So when I take stuff into the woods, I like to make sure that the tools that I have paracord attached to them in some way, and there's no better way than to use them as a grip. So then like this old hatchet, you know, I'll probably take this in the bush at some point, and at some point I will 100% lose this. This will get lost because it just looks like the ground. It's perfect. So I like to wrap the Hunter's Orange paracord around things, like my ferro rod or my knife handle, so that, you know, I can hang it and I can see my thing, but it's also illuminated by this bright orange rope. So if I leave it in the dirt, I'm going to look over and go, oh, there it is. So I like to wrap things. And that's why. Oh, also, really important, and this is why I like to take in the Hunter's Orange, is if you get mixed up in there or frazzled and you're getting turned around, you're going to want to start to mark yourself. I mean, you can use your hatchet and whatever and mark trees. That's dangerous from personal experience. When you're anxious and you think you might be lost or turned around, the last thing that I want in my hands is anything sharp or heavy, or both, which is what your axe is. So if you have a saw or something, you could shave the trees, blaze yourself around, but this is the way to go. It flaps in the wind, you can see it, it's very distinctive. So it's a really good way to trail mark yourself if you get lost or you start to feel that nervous feeling, and we all get it if we spend enough time in the woods, enough to mark you out. So let me do a quick video today on showing you how to wrap a handle. So from my experience, you need a lot. So that's 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet. I bet 20 feet will be super close. And it's important, don't wait. I do this all the time. I'll be like, oh, I'll burn my ends later. And the next thing I know, I have this super frayed, crinkled up, gross pile of paracord that's like good for nothing. So I just burn them right away. If I had some water, I'd just dip it in the water. But I don't. Those field flies, something else. So what you want to do is, if we're going to lash, I'm going to lash from this groove here. This will hold the paracord nicely to about there, maybe like 8 inches, or maybe to there. Enough for a good solid hand on it, but also if you don't want it, you can still, you know, choke up on it and use it without the cord, because you might not like it with the cord on. So yeah, we're going to do that. My son sharpened this hatchet, and I was digging in the mud with it yesterday, digging a trench, cutting roots with it. He wouldn't be impressed, but he'll be impressed with this. So anyway, get lots and you'll learn the first couple of things that you build or that you wrap. You'll learn exactly how much you need. So you take your area, pick your area. I'll mark my area right there. I'll mark my area right there, just 2 little indicators. You only need it for the first portion. Then you want to have about 4 inches on either side. So right here's my mark. I've got 4 inches of overhang, and that's wrapped together, just looped together. So you want to have about 4 inches there, and you want to have about 4 inches, this one doesn't matter, but of this tail. This is how you're going to lock it all together. This is your lock. That'll make this stuff so tight that you have to cut it off. All we're going to do, see how my thumb is there? We have, and your cord will get all set up around you. I like it on this side. I tend to be able to fling it better. I like to keep, I don't like this to be crooked or swirled. I want it to be completely flat. 4 inches there. 4 inches there. Put your thumb where you're going to start your wrap. Take your piece, your long piece. I don't know if you can see. I'm still holding it. Until you get the first couple, she's sloppy Joe. But in the whole time, keeping those weaves tight together, and you're pulling. Like, you're really pulling. I love this 7-strand paracord. It seems to almost have like an elasticity to it, that once you pull it, the fabric stretches and locks there, and then you just wrap. So now what you do, pulling tight. I'll do one last wrap like so. Now, important part, get your end that you've been wrapping. Pull it tight, pinch it. Take this end, and you got this loop that we left at the end. Take your line, go up underneath, bring it back down like this. Keep holding it tight. Hang on to that piece. Grab this end. Here's your puller. Here's your trigger. Just keep pulling. Wham. Pull it all tight. Give her another pull. Oh. And you'll hear it. Yeah. Yeah. And you'll hear it lock. Locks right in place. Cut off your little ends. I like to leave a little. And I just stick it out. Give it a burn off to the side so I'm not torching the other paracord. Yeah, let her sizzle. Around to this side. This one's small. I think the mosquitoes are making an appearance. Yes. Check it out. You have yourself a beautifully wrapped, isn't that crazy? Isn't that cool? Now you have all this paracord here that you can build 20 feet times 7. There's 7, so 8. 160 feet. You have 160 feet of usable paracord to help save you. And it's visible now. You can see it everywhere. It's all over the place. You could put a handle on it too. Sometimes I like to put a handle because if I'm really hacking stuff on the ground, sometimes my hand gets tired or it's wet and I drop it. I'm like, oh no, where'd it go? And it's always your only axe that you have. But now you can see it. I hope you enjoyed the video on how to wrap this up on this beautiful Northern Ontario evening. It is a useful thing to learn, and it's really good for your dexterity and to get you used to just how things can. And you'll look at this too. You'll look at this knotting system and how you wrapped it, and you'll use it in different places for sure. But yeah, a lot of fun, and it doesn't move. Like, it is on there. It's super. Like, she's there. She's there. Pretty cool. Well, not to be too punny, but that is a wrap. Love you. Have a great week. See you soon.